gambit, you should have black pieces. So white starts with e4. Black responds with the pawn to e5. White's knight comes to f3 and black's knight comes to f6. Now white comes in greed, thinks that pawn are going to exchange the equal pawns. It's okay, but black does not take back the pawn. Instead, the knight comes on c6. Now white takes the knight, and now black also takes the knight. Now to save this pawn, the best move is to take out the knight. The variation I am showing you, this is the best move in this variation. Knight to c3. Now bishop comes to c5 and white's bishop comes to c4. White wants to castle. Now black's knight comes to g4 and now white castles. But the best move for white is to play this, stop the variation, white has to castle, because if he does not castle, he will be I said this, he'll get fogged. So don't do this, don't push the pawn, just castle. If you're stuck in this variation, white castles. Queen comes to h4, threatening mate on h2. Now to prevent that mate, save that mate, white pushes the pawn to h3, and then knight takes the f2 pawn. Now I will also show you what happens if rook takes the knight, but let's see the variation I am showing you now. The queen comes to f3. Okay, there are many examples like pawn gets pushed, plays like a king's Indian, but queen is the main. So threatening mate, not threatening mate, but let's see, takes white. Now white has double check with the bishop and with the knight, so he can't take the knight. Now king goes to h1. We will see what happens if king goes to h2. Again double check with the queen and the knight, and by force it's a checkmate. King goes to g1 and then queen goes to h1. Now let's start again. e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to f6, takes, knight come to c6, takes and takes. Now what happens, like I was showing you, first let me reach that position, then I will show you what I wanted to show. This chess.com, so some problem happened. Yes, I've reached. Now what happens if rook takes the knight? Okay, you come here, check. If he goes to h2, just check, and he goes here, then you just sacrifice. Why? Takes and it's a checkmate. So you sacrifice the bishop. If it does not take, like c, just simply so when he goes here, then when we again sack, if it does not take and wants a queen trade to win the game, okay, check, you sack the bishop again, check. If king goes here, it's easy, because then he can come here and he comes here and the trap fails. He has to go here by force. If he takes, the queen is gone. So he comes to here, and then he just comes here. He does not. Now it will be a blunder. So don't come here. Like see this. If they go in the corner, it's a checkmate. So they are going to go in here, and then you will take the queen, because after queen trade, black has advantage of a pawn and black has more development, and white's king is in open. Now let's see what happens. The pawn gets now let's see what happens in the other variations. So rook takes will extend the game like I was showing you, but let's see what happens in the main line of Stafford Gambit. And they play bishop to e2. Now you have to You can't go knight to g4 or your knight will be captured. So you play h5. The pawn comes to h5. Now think white takes the center, but he forgot about the e4 pawn. But you don't have. Sorry, white plays this, saving the e4 pawn. Now you come here, takes and takes. H file is opened. Now white should not castle because bip. They come here for sure. They will. And then he forks this pawn. He f pawn. So white has to move the king. He moves the king, and white is in danger. Takes, and it's a checkmate. So it's also. But let's see what happens now. Takes, and let's see if he takes with this. You just push the pawn. He has to go back, and the move is wasted. Now takes. Now let's see what if white does not castle and he goes bishop to f4. It's still okay because you come to here, bishop to c5. Now they can't push the pawn because there are two attackers and only one defender. So see, they develop the knight. Now what? You're threatening mate. You have to castle, and again what happens is you castle, the queen just goes back, and if white forgets about that, he just plays a normal move this is most popular in this situation. You just bim here, pip, takes. It's not a check yet. Now you'll say, why don't I take the bishop? No, you want to come closer to the king. Now king cannot go anywhere. It's mate in one. You can't stop mate in one. And if they try to stop that mate, they can't because you have two mate threads. So main line also does not work. And one of the most popular where the game extends is this move. Now I'll say why? Because knight can't come to g4 anyway. You can't give a knight for a pawn. So this is a variation. Let's see, the bishop comes out. His bishop comes out. Don't let white long castle because then he's gonna save himself. And then you sack your knight. You come here, he takes, and then you again sack, but your h file is opened again. And now let's see if he goes here. Just simple, man. And they can't castle in this position because the f pawn is gone. So by force they have to go here. Because let's see if they go here. It's good, but sack. Don't sack the rook. You think I'll come to, let's see what I was showing. I'll come to g1. It's a checkmate because they will go here. Babe, they'll go here. Yeah, you can take the rook, but your bishop will be gone. Takes, and then just he can't attack, so he just. So this is also a black winning position. Like, see if he pushes the pawn, check, goes away. You just play very normally. You just come here, threatening bishop to c file, getting the queen out somehow. Now, if he goes to attack the queen, he can't. Look, if he check, don't get scared. Back-to-back checks will not help him to win. In this variation, the game is complicated because white has some winning chances, as this is a complicated variation. So, see if he goes for another check. You have to go here, and he goes here threatening a ladder mate or something else, but you need to save yourself. No, you just come with the bishop here. Now let's see if he just pushes the pawn. Go bishop back, nothing is happening. So this is also a complicated variation. So this was the Stafford Gambit. I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye.